Complete Wedding Radio is on now on 90.7 and 92.7 The Pulse.
Welcome to the show, the only one of its kind on the radio, wherever you are, however you may be listening. Thank you for joining us today. This is the place to get the latest trends, tips, and tales of weddings, and we're on every Sunday from 11 to noon right here on The Pulse, 90.7 and 92.7 FM. Today on the show, we have questions most asked, or most often asked of personal trainers, and, which I'm looking forward to, grooms behaving badly. So this should be a lot of fun.
You would be looking forward to that.
Yes. And we also have our wonderful guest for the day, Lydia from Paperjoy. Here are some things that your groom might do wrong in the process of planning your wedding. The first one, invite his old college roommates without telling you. Why? Because his college buddies go way back, and they share lots of good times together. So, Maureen, how would you respond to this?
If extra guests create a budget strain, show your groom the math and explain that every extra guest costs X amount of money, and this may limit your budget in other areas of the wedding. So, I mean, that's why I think grooms kind of need to be a part of it, because they need to realize what it all comes down to. I mean, it's all about numbers.
Especially if they're paying for the majority of it. If you show them the dollars and cents of it, they'll change their story real quick. If he doesn't know the details of the wedding, he will pass questions on to you. But mother-in-laws can be challenging, and if she wants to control the details of the wedding, I'm sure you run into this all the time, Maureen. Right?
I mean, he just needs to be a part of it. He needs to be able to, like when I was planning.
Do you tell him that? Do you tell your grooms that? Like, you need to be a part of this.
Well, I mean, and most of the time the brides are, lately, a lot of the grooms have been wanting to be a part of the planning process.
That's true. We do see that more these days.
And Lydia and I have talked about that too. She's had some grooms come into her shop that have just been very active about the planning process.
Usually the bride likes to wait to bring the groom, though. Yes. Just not the first visit, after a couple of visits. Let him make the final decision.
This next one's good too. He'll get a terrible haircut. Why? Maybe because he thinks that you're getting a manicure and pedicure and salon appointment, and he needs to do something special too.
How to respond before the wedding. Tell your fiance not to risk anything crazy and just get the same haircut he always gets about a week before the big day.
That makes sense.
Yes. And then the last one is he'll say, I don't care, to every choice. Why? Because he probably just is just trying to be nice and give you everything that you want, full reign to plan the wedding just how you would like it.
How to respond. Get him involved in things he does care about. Ask him what he would like to see at a great party. And this is important. I mean, they obviously don't care about the decor, but I mean, care about the food and care about the wedding cake.
And the DJ.
The music.
Yeah, absolutely. So just something to think about and fun ways to respond to your groom if you find him exhibiting some of this behavior. So our wonderful guest for the day, Lydia from Paperjoy. Lydia, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
I always joke that I've always been a paper geek, but it's really true. It started when I was a kid, and I just loved back to school supplies, and I'd go and shop, and my mom would take me, and it'd be so much fun. And then it just morphed into really loving anything printed and paper in general. And then I started hosting parties. And I lived in Boston in my 20s, and we would have these crazy parties, and I found myself always coming up with a theme and wanting to do these incredible invitations that would go with it.
Right.
And people would get so excited about the party based on the invitation. Yeah. One party we had was called Insect Logic, and so everyone dressed up as bugs, and they came.
Oh,
that just gives you a little sample. In about 15 years ago, I just decided I was tired working as a paralegal, even though that's another form of moving paper around.
Yeah. Right.
And I decided to take a job as a sales clerk, and it was a huge pay cut, and it was, big risk, but there's this wonderful little stationery store that had opened. So I started that. I really wanted to learn the industry from the inside out. When I opened the shop 10 years ago, I thought, okay, what this country needs, this industry needs, is a place, it's almost like where you can make it yourself, do it yourself, with lots of options of colors of paper and envelopes, because I would find it'd be very hard to find different envelopes. And then someone with knowledge about printing and etiquette and how to put things together. So Paperjoy was really designed to be both a do-it-yourself place.
What do you find, Lydia, is the number one misconception when it comes to invitations? And
What I find is that people, when they come into the shop, at least once a week, I get someone who says, invitations don't matter. They are just thrown away anyway.
yeah.
And it's sort of funny they would say that to me in the shop, but
That is kind of
it's a
funny.
bit insulting.
It
yeah.
is,
And,
yeah.
But what I've really come to realize is that almost everything about a wedding is perishable when you think
Right.
about it, from the flowers to the food.
Absolutely.
To the music, because it's just there temporary. But if you get everything put together properly, in that evening, it can just create a wonderful, lasting impression.
And to that
Exactly.
respect, I actually carry one of my wedding invitations in my car with me
Really?
all the time. Yeah.
Oh,
Just because I like the
Oh, man,
pictures.
You're like Lydia's new favorite person now.
I'm gonna use that story again.
Yeah, because I loved our invitations. I thought they were awesome. And it's just they're awesome pictures. I just keep it there in my car all the time.
Nice. That's
That's
they are.
good.
That's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah, we're gonna try to get more people to do that,
More
especially more
people
men.
like Jonathan.
Oh,
grooms.
Yeah.
see, now you guys are
But
making-
I had done a wedding program for a gal, and she had already done her invitations out of state somewhere, so I met her then, and we hit it off. We just connected. We had the same aesthetic. We just loved certain things, and that led to other things like Christmas cards and birth announcements and birthday things. And then we really kind of became close just through that. And I just done her Christmas cards, and I got and had these, picture of these two little girls of hers, so pretty. And I got a call in January from her mother, and I thought, gosh, I don't even know her mom. But she called and she said, Lydia, there's been a terrible accident, and Lisa's husband has been injured and isn't going to make it.
Oh, wow.
And now this was someone I never really met her husband, but I felt like I knew him just
Right.
through the programs and the Christmas cards and the birth announcements. And they said, we really need a funeral program.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, my heart, I really felt like I had lost an extended family member.
Yeah.
It sounds weird, I know, but
But that just shows you how close you get with people when you work
Yeah,
with
I never
them.
really thought about it like that, and
You
how you
do.
can be part of every major event
Exactly.
in your line of work. That's very
and it's a connection that's just what makes me want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number 5, don't make your guests wait too long for anything. The ceremony, a cocktail, getting their car for dinner, any of those things. And really, I feel like the event planner is what you need there. Some people think they don't need to hire one, but I
Right.
disagree, and that really makes the day flow
Right.
smoothly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I completely agree.
All right. What about number 4?
Number 4, always have a seating chart. If you have open seating, it is a mess for your guest. Invitations should be on paper, never an Evite.
Yeah.
For wedding.
Do brides do that?
Oh, yeah.
They're
Really?
trying to.
Evites?
Yeah.
They're trying
Oh,
to.
wow. I
They're
haven't
trying
heard
to.
that.
Oh,
either.
Or they're trying to RSVP by email.
Online, yeah.
And
Yes.
that's messy.
Yeah.
What about number
And
one piece of advice?
one,
Yes.
dun, 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 stay focused on the reason for the event, which is really your love and commitment to
Exactly.
each other.
Yes.
Nothing
I know
else
it
really
sounds
matters
kinda
at the end of the day.
corny, but
It's not
But
corny.
it's important.
We agree.
It's
We
important.
agree.
it really, and it would be reflected in everything from the flowers to the music
Exactly.
to the meal to the invitations.
And everything about your day, people should look at it and say, especially the invitations. When they get the invitation, they should look at it and they should say, "That's so Jane and
Exactly.
Jim,"
That
That's
whatever.
right, that's right.
That's
Right.
so
That's-
them.
That should be their personalities
Right.
coming right through. Absolutely.
And everything should emulate that and reflect that. So,
Exactly.
awesome. All right.
All
Well,
right.
thank you so much, Lydia. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Now, remember, this is your wedding. Do what you love. Invite the people that you want. Dance to the songs that make you the happiest. Eat some of the best food you'll ever have. Be the king and queen of the rest of your life and enjoy all the moments. Share the photographs and video with your children and grandchildren. And most of all, spend the rest of your life with the person you love. Join us next week for more trends, tips, and tales of weddings with Complete Wedding Radio on the Pulse.